welcome to I Read Books and Stuff. I'm your host Jonah, and today I'm doing the 7 Deadly Sins book tag. The 7 Deadly Sins tag is basically a tag about books. There's it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, but it's not really a scavenger hunt. It's like there's like 2 or so questions relating to each deadly sin, and without further ado, let's get started. The first sin is greed. What is your most inexpensive book and most expensive book? For inexpensive, I'm going with The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have not read this yet, but I'm pretty sure my dad got this for like 50 cents or even for free because it has library bindings, so I think it came from the school. Maybe the school is giving some books out and you got it. I've not read this yet, but I plan on reading it soon-ish, so yeah. And for most expensive, I'm going with The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick. I don't know how much this was, because I lost the jacket, and it probably says on the jacket. But I remember I saw it in the store pretty recently for like $30, and that's, oh my god, it's so heavy. It's really ridiculous, because it's mostly pictures. I mean, they're gorgeous pictures, but they're still, pictures. And I think I've read this around twice or 3 times, but this book is actually one of my favorites. Because it creates a world and characters that you care about hopelessly, and you feel like you're in the world. And the movie, it was alright. I didn't think it did enough justice to the book, but I really love this book. I think it's one of my favorites. If I say that loosely because I have a lot of favorites, but I really do enjoy this book a lot. The next deadly sin is wrath. Which author do you have a love-hate relationship with? For this one, I'm going with Kimmy Garcia and Margaret Stoll. They are the authors of the book Beautiful Creatures, and I enjoyed this book. I didn't really like it, and I didn't really love it. If you follow me on Goodreads, then you know that I rated this 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed the world that they created. I enjoyed the characters a lot, like Ridley. Then there's some characters like Ethan and Lena, which are our main characters, and I didn't like their characters at all. But the world, it kept me going, but it was really flat. I enjoyed it, not that much. I think I would have enjoyed it more if it didn't have so much hype around it, and like I had really big expectations, and I must admit those were kind of disappointed. But maybe if I hadn't watched so many book reviews or read so many book reviews, I might have liked this more. Who knows? And but then this came out, and it's like, ew, because this is a terrible book. There's nothing I liked about this book. They introduce more characters, and they're all boring and flat, and the good characters, they're dumbed down, and Ethan and Lena, they're just even worse. Lena's just a female dog, and Ethan's just a lapdog, just following her, like, oh. Then there's Liv, and it's just like, so annoying. If you follow me on Goodreads, there's a full review of why I despise this book. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kimmy Garcia and Margaret Stoll. The next deadly sin is gluttony, and the question is, which book have you devoured without shame over and over again? I think it was. This one is kind of a no-brainer for me and most people, and that's The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I love this book. I love it, and I love it so much, and I pretty much read at least a page every day, and it's usually someone's death scene, and I think you all know who I'm talking about. It's just, oh god, and the writing is so lyrical and descriptive and amazing, and I know this book like the back of my hand. I've read it so much, and it's felt my wrath, because I've been like, but I usually don't crack spines, but there is a few cracks on the spine just because I read it so much. But I really do. I love this book so much. So much. The next deadly sin is sloth. What book have you neglected to read due to laziness? For this one, I'm going with Max by James Patterson. This is one of the books in the Maximum Ride series. This isn't intimidating. I could probably finish this in a day. And the text, it isn't too big. It's just I hate James Patterson's world. I mean, I like the first 3 books, and then the final warning came around, and it was just like, what? And it was then I tried to read this, and I couldn't. It was just, oh my god, the characters that I've learned to love are just put to shame in this book, and it's just, what happened to the personality traits that I loved? They're gone. They're not here anymore. They're gone. Where have you been? And and the reason that's lazy is because I know that I should read it because it's in a series, and I should always read books that are in series, but hobbits. But I don't want to. I really don't want to. The next deadly sin is pride. What book do you talk about the most to sound like an intellectual reader? For this one, I'm going with Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. It's a pretty big book, and a lot of stuff happens. And I like to poke at every single detail, and it makes me seem like really smarter than I actually am for a 15-year-old. It's fun.